Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane, and we're live for the Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number 4 today for the limited edition 12-goal. And our 12-goal series have been very, very fast, wide open games. We have both of our teams ready to go. They were out there early with our mounted officials, Roddy Matthews and Gaston Dorniak. So let's go ahead and go to the introduction of the players, and over to you, Steve Lane.
Thank you, Dale. Yeah, 2 11-goal teams out here this morning. Dundas with Romero Reyes playing number 1. Mia Cambiaso in the saddle playing number 2. Robert Tito Zeta finally putting on that number 3 jersey, and Geronimo Obregon playing number 4. For the team in the light blue, Grand Champions Polo Club, it's Artemio Figueres playing 1, Franz Panacci playing 2, Nacho Figueres playing 3, and Tomacho Pierres playing the number 4. We are underway, and the players are driving up and down the field, and here comes right now. That is going to be Franz Panacci, unable to make contact with the ball, and Robert Tito Zeta picks up the loose ball. Nacho Figueres staying back. Sending Geronimo Obregon down the field. Mia Cambiaso as well, and she's going to check down and get that ball off the boards. Tomacho Pierre is coming in there as well. Tomacho and Mia right there, backed up by Geronimo Obregon and Mia, ridden out of there by Tomacho, and now Nacho Figueres comes in there, hooked out of there by Pierres. And now Figueres ends up with the ball. A little sword fight right there with Romero. And now Nacho breaking free with a shot down the field. He's got his son up front. And now Mia Cambiaso looking over her shoulder. Geronimo turning around and going for the offensive play right here. And that ball off to the left-hand side. Geronimo able to get back to it. And a foul right there, a quick whistle. With Tomacho Pierres coming in to make the hook. And a right-of-way violation, it looks like.
A couple players out with 6:13 on the clock. That'll stop the action here on Field 4. Field 4, Field 5, if you're not used to the Grand Champions Polo Club, they actually run right along Lake Worth Road. So the backdrop that you'll see, and right here, watch our replay. Turn around here by Mia. She releases the ball down the field, and then it gets picked up, and right there they're blocking. And so they'll go ahead and move this down. Looks like for the 60-yard penalty shot. Or no, they're going to go for a 30-yard penalty shot. So our first penalty of the day will be a 40-yard shot, a penalty 3, and it's going to be Obregon.
Geronimo puts that ball high in the air and right between the goalposts where it needs to go for the first goal of the day, as a matter of fact. So Geronimo Obregon capitalizing on that foul made by Grand Champions Polo Club. Penalty 3, undefended, 40-yard shot.
Great combination here as Romero Reyes filling in for Sarah Siegelbang, as she had a little bit of an injury yesterday. So big shout out to Sarah. Hope she's doing well. They said they had thumbs up. They're just giving her a day rest. And I know she loves being out there, but on the move. And this kid was amazing in his first game. He's going to hit it. Oh, on an open run here for Fran. And left in there, the 2 young bucks take it inside the 60, and it gets turned around and picked up here and controlled by Dundas.
Zeta right here receiving that back shot from Mia Cambiaso, and now Tomacho Pierres comes in there as well. And a quick whistle with both players making plays on the near side. So I believe this one will go in favor of the team in light blue and white, Grand Champions Polo Club. Still staying down there on that east end of the field.
Yeah, the 2 young players, I remember, talked about Artemio. He scored 7 goals in his first game, and they lost the game by a goal. But we actually, Steve and I put him as the MVP of the day and played very well. They switched the team up a bit, so it's going to be fun watching Fran Spinacci and Artemio Spinacci play in the front of the game. 2 A-rated players, 2 young polo stars, and, well, with Nacho Figueres on 5 and Tomacho Pierres on 6 behind them, 2 strong backs. On the other side, Romero Reyes is on A-rated, and, of course, Mia on 2 goals. She'll pull the team there with Geronimo and Robertito in the 3 and 4 position, and here comes Tomacho.
Pierres hits a line drive down the field, but nobody able to stop it, so that ball is going to carry right on through. First time we've seen Tomacho on the penalty line. In fact, this is the first game we've seen Tamacho here in 2023.
You guys' first game, I've actually seen them all week long out at the Santa Rita Polo Farm as the polo school is in session. So if you want to learn how to play the game of polo, you can go to gcpolo.com and you'll find the numbers there, phone numbers of Juan Bellini, Director of Operations for Polo School, and Cale Newman. And you can get in touch with either one of those two people, and they'll get you lined out for the polo school.
So Geronimo Obregon tries to send a pass to Zeta, but it's intercepted there by Nacho Figueres. Now Robert Tito coming in there with a near side back shot. Mia Cambiaso and Figueres on the ball right here. Now Tamacho. Tamacho trying to get back around Mia Cambiaso, and that's no easy task. Mounted very well, and Mia going to end up with a loose ball. And now Mia bringing it back across the field. Tries the next shot, unable to do so, but Tamacho's going to pick up that ball. Tamacho checking down, letting the player get out front. And now Nacho comes in to back Tamacho up. A possible little give and go right here, and told to use it by the umpires, and Robert Tito comes back. Robert Tito checking down. And Robert Tito able to turn that ball in time in front of Nacho Figueres, and Nacho grabbing leather, turning on back around. He's busting out front by himself. Nobody around. This should be a walk in the park for Nacho, but Zeta coming in there very quickly with a near side back shot, busting that play up. And another whistle by the umpire as Geronimo Obregon turned on that new line, and right away
The Grand Champions Polo Club on the attack after the beautifully well-hit ball by Tamacho Piedez on the penalty 4. Then they win the bowl in and get the offensive attack and head towards the west goal. This field 4 here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. It runs east and west. So they'll be running towards the far west side here. The boys in the blue jersey, the blue and white. And that's when we get our first courtesy change with 3:20 on the clock. Courtesy change done once per chucker for the safety of the four-legged athlete. And, of course, it is not mandatory. It looks like we're going to keep a couple players going to stay on. It looks like, 2 and 2. We have 2 Dundas players going to stay on their polo ponies, four-legged athletes. And it looked like 2 of the Grand Champions Polo Club team will stay on theirs, and that'll bring them back to the center here. So what do we have down there, Steve? What do we got? Looked like everyone was bouncing around.
Yeah, I think we had a little right-of-way violation down there. A Grand Champions Polo Club player coming across when Geronimo Obregon jumped on the line and the right-of-way. So it looks like we are coming to center as we predicted. And it's going to be a penalty 5B in favor of Dundas.
All right, so remember, we do have a doubleheader today, and it's going to follow this game. So we're going to head to the Santa Rita Polo Farm for our second game, where we'll have a windswept. We'll play against Oriflame, and that's going to be Ben Shepard with Nick Johnson. And is Nick coming back today, or did we get the okay on that one, or is it Frankie Biabao again? We'll see what happens
Frankie
there.
told me he was here through the month of February,
okay.
So it's quite possible it'll be Frankie today. We'll just wait to see and confirm that for sure. But right now, I believe it's Frankie.
All right, and then Jason Crowder and Jason Warren, they won their first game. And, of course, windswept with Harrison Reicher, Rufino Merlos, Tincho Merlos, and Santos Merlos. So you don't want to miss that game day. 2 very strong 12-goal games here today on CTV Sports.
Right now, Mia Cambiaso bringing that ball out of the corner and hands it off to Geronimo, but Geronimo with a back shot towards goal, and now picked up there by Zeta. Zeta's going to try a back shot through the goal, but the whistle is going to blow first. So another foul down there at the east end of the field.
A little choppy here in the first half. Both teams coming out playing the defensive side of the game. Now we do know Dundas is being coached by the GOAT, Adolfo Cambiaso. Steve and I got to see Adolfo this morning as he came in to prepare his team, Dundas Black. And congratulations to Adolfo. Taking home another Open and actually winning with his son this year. We were talking to him a little bit about that. He was thrilled about it.
Yes, he was. No, and it's a great experience. It's polo, a family lifestyle, family sport. And in fact, we've got a father and son out here today, and we've seen Franz Panacci just 2 days ago, out with Tomacho Pierres and Pablo Spinacci, and I think Fran was coaching those two guys up.
Yeah, good call. David Sterling also down there helping coaching. And, of course, the final player on that Open winning team this year was Juan Martin Nero. So congratulations to La Delfina and winning another Open. Look at this, right out of the bowl once again. You're going to get the breakaway play and the high flag, and that'll click us down to 2:30.
Nacho Figueres picking up that penalty 5A from Tomacho Pierres, and Nacho able to drive that ball right on through the goal post. So here we are once again coming back to center field where Roddy Matthews will put the ball back in play off of his hand to the players. Dundas in black, Grand Champions Polo Club in the light blue, 2 11-goal teams. And Tomacho Pierres, the first to put lumber to that ball with a strong shot downfield, and he's got Artemio Figueres out front. Artemio on the near side. Now picked up once again by Robertito Zeta, taking that ball over to the corner, turning it back towards the center. He's got Geronimo in the center. Going to be told to use it by the umpire. He drops his horse's head and plays on. Look at Artemio, that youngster coming in there, making a nice play. A back shot there by Pierres. Over to Figueres. Figueres picking up the loose ball. In comes Obregon trying to break things up, but Figueres maintains possession with a next shot towards goal, and that ball, Nacho not missing any shots. He's shooting high percentage shots here today, or I tell you what, difficult shots, just making them look easy.
Yeah, you got it. That's what we've seen. We've seen in a lot of the games, teams taking, a tremendous amount of shots, as you'll find out during our stats, which we will do our stats at the end of the third chukker and the end of the sixth chukker, so stay with us after those chukkers, and we'll break down the game. And one of the stats we've seen, Steve, is a lot of shots, but a lot of missed goals. But right now, Grand Champions Polo Club, a high percentage of shooting here early in the first chukker.
Yeah, 3-1 score right here as they lead by 2. But Geronimo Obregon coming out of that bowl in with the ball, sending Romero downfield, and Geronimo decides to take it himself. Up front, Mia Cambiaso riding out a defensive player, and that allows Geronimo to carry that ball right on through the goal, so closing that 2-goal gap, 3-2.
Yeah, and this is a huge goal by Geronimo Obregon as the Grand Champion Polo Club team doing a good job in the middle of the chukker to get ahead, but it can change quickly as they win the bowl in, and number 4 in the black jersey will get this game within 1 goal. So we'll leave 3-2 after 1, so stay with us. We'll be back here on CTV Sports for the 2023 Limited Edition 12 goal.
Foot golf is a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick this many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the U.S. Open are the 2 top U.S. tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
All right, here we go. CTV Sports, Dale Schwetz, Steve Lane, second chucker action. If you're just joining us, welcome. Dundas in the black, Romero Reyes, Mia Cambiaso, Robertito Zeta, and Geronimo Obregon. Grand Champions Polo Club in the light blue jerseys. Artemio Figueres, France Panacci, Nacho Figueres, and Tamacho Pierres. And a 2-11-goal team. At the end of our first chucker, it was Grand Champions Polo Club 3 and Dundas 2 in a very tight game.
Tamacho Pierre taking that ball out of the bowl in and taking it down towards goal, but unable to put it through, so it's going to be a knock-in right here as Geronimo sending that ball over to Mia Cambiaso. Cambiaso with Franz Panacci on her hip and puts the shot downfield. Robert Tito Zeta is able to drop on it. Romero going downfield as well as Mia Cambiaso. Zeta unable to keep that bouncing ball going. Now Tamacho Pierre is raking the ball off the boards. Puts it to the side. Zeta told to clear. Tamacho with a strong shot downfield right up to Artemio Figueres. Figueres hooked out of there by Obregon, which is a great play. A 0-goal player taking out a 5-goal player. And now Zeta turns the ball back around. Zeta with a little shot downfield, able to come back to his own shot with a long drive downfield. And there is Mia Cambiaso. Cambiaso ridden off there by Franz Panacci, and a back shot by Nacho Figueres. Artemio unable to get it, and now a back shot there by Nacho, and turned around there by Geronimo. Geronimo turns the ball back towards the outside. He's got Artemio right in front, but Zeta chooses to go to the left. A little shuttle pass over to Zeta, picked up, dribble, set up for the big shot. A shot, he doesn't get all of it. Mia Cambiaso up there, but broken up there by Pierres over into the corner. Will that ball stay on the field? Yes, it does, so no safety there. And now, here comes Artemio and Nacho, father to son, straight down the field, but Robert Tito coming back with that experience. Going to go on past Artemio right here and take the ball on the next shot across the field. So Zeta on a roll here. That ball's going to go up against the board, so that's going to force Zeta to check down, but Artemio staying right there with him. Zeta turns it underneath his horse's neck. Artemio has to clear out of the play. Zeta putting the ball back over towards center, but deflected off of Pony. Picked up there by Artemio. First the offside, now the near side. Robert Tito Zeta, he's not going to give him any quarter right there, and Zeta breaks things up with a near side back shot. Now picked up by Geronimo Obregon. Tamacho staying right there with him as well, putting pressure on. Tamacho has to clear out of the way. And taking a little bit too long, the umpire has to blow the whistle. Pierres not making an attempt to get out of there. Of course, Pierres was not happy about being bumped behind the saddle, but he did need to clear.
Yeah, we got two players standing right there. We'll see which direction they decide to go with this. As he said, you had one player on a 45-degree angle there, and wondering whether they took that ball towards him or if there was room to ride through there as the two players came together. And that's what they're talking about at the moment, whether Tamacho Pierres on the gray pony, on the four-leg athlete, was either blocking him and needed to move, or did Geronimo Obregon on the gray pony, both of them on grays, two beautiful-looking grays, did he move from right to left and create the contact? So that's what they want to say. So see if we can play that one back. Want to see a replay on it based on those players moving, as if Geronimo did move from right to left, then it would be against him, and if Tamacho did not move out, and they go with
a bull-in, offsetting penalties.
So offsetting penalties, okay. Yeah. So there you go. So you have a blocking foul, and you have a player moving towards to create the contact. So they offset it, bowl in from the center of the boards, and away we go.
Another whistle by the umpires, and that'll bring the ball to center field for a penalty 5B in favor of Dundas. So, Grand Champions Polo Club making a few fouls. Here's two fouls scored, two penalty shots scored in the first period of play. A penalty 3 by Geronimo Obregon, and Tamacho Pierres scoring a penalty 4. So a score of 3-2 right now. 4:24 on the clock as Geronimo's going to circle his gray pony on around and get it on the correct lead. Umpire has called play. Players already down the field marking each other up. And here comes Geronimo with a little tap. Artemio going to wait on him. Obregon, one more time with a tap. Now releases the ball downfield, tops it just a little bit. Stopped right there on the mallet of Nacho Figueres. And here comes Artemio Figueres. Father to son right here. Artemio does keep that bouncing ball going, gets behind a 5-goal player, and now a shot over to the corner. He's got a difficult next shot, but Geronimo Obregon able to pick up the ball and send it over to the corner. Look at Figueres, the young Figueres, staying right there with him, forcing Obregon to miss the ball. Now Nacho comes into play. Nacho trying to get around Mia Cambiaso with a shot towards goal, but deflected off of a pony, and Tomacho Pierres now goes back to put some pressure on the team in black. Geronimo, last one to hit the ball, allows Tomacho to clear. And now Robertito Zeta sending the ball across the field, looking for a clear space to get an offensive drive going here in the early stages. Or halfway through, chucker number 2. Ball up against the boards. Tomacho Pierre is coming in there. He's already had an offsetting penalty on contact. With a back shot right here, and now Artemio on the roll. Artemio's bringing it up front, broken up there by Mia Cambiaso. And now Nacho Figueres and Obregon come together. Figueres still with the ball, but hooked out of there by Zeta, but Figueres going to keep control. And right now, Figueres right in front of that goal. It almost looked like a reaching cross hook there, but here comes Franz Panacci trying to run, following up here. Robertito Zeta. Robertito far out front of everybody, driving towards goal. Hits a little neck shot over two, but the center, but able to get back to it. And now, it would have been a walk in the park. A lucky break right there for Grand Champions Polo Club. And now Tomacho picks it up. Hooked out of there by Zeta. Followed up here by Franz Panacci. He doesn't get all of it. Obregon's going to come on through, picking up that loose ball over to the left-hand side, but nobody defending him. So Geronimo Obregon able to put that one through, tying this game back up with 2:11 on the clock.
Yeah, opportunities for both teams, and it just went back and forth. What a job by Nacho Figueres. He worked all the way through everybody, and then they finally made a hook on him and went the opposite direction. Then Robertito Zeta had a true breakaway and on a beautiful bay pony and had a little bit of an issue. Then it went back the other way and another broken play. And then finally, Geronimo Obregon gets the equalizer with 1:55 on the clock. Grand Champions Polo Club, nation's largest polo club. We're celebrating our 16th anniversary, and the Santa Rita Polo Farm is the largest, most unique private 102-acre facility, and we're going to be there for our second game today, and you'll be able to get some great shots of the Santa Rita Polo Farm. 212 stalls and 9 self-contained barns there at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. 2 tracks, 5 climate-controlled tack room, vet room, staff quarters, a guest house, and 4 polo fields. They have the Aspen Field, the Buenos Aires Field, the Penn Field, and the Santa Rita Field. And all state-of-the-art underground irrigation and short work area for those beautiful 4-legged athletes. The club has 13 well-manicured fields, including 9 world-class fields at the Grand Champions Polo Club, GCPC, and the Santa Rita Polo Farm. And they use all those fields from all types of polo, from 6 goals to 26 goals, and also our WCT women's polo. Everybody back for after the courtesy change, and they went a little bit longer there, Steve, as they were running and gunning. So 1:55 left here in our second chucker play.
Right now, Obregon with the neck shot over to Zeta. Zeta picking that ball up, and Nacho going to stay right there with him. Nacho getting out of the way, clearing that right away. Robertito Zeta comes blasting right on through, and the ball down in front of the goal, now picked up by Mia Cambiaso, following up Robertito Zeta, and Mia Cambiaso putting one on the board for her here in the second period of play.
Yeah, so Obregon was leading the scoring, and then they come right out of the bowl lid. Remember, everybody on fresh legs here for the this bowling after the courtesy change, and we see so many teams take advantage of that, Steve. We were talking about how that courtesy change players come out on fresh ponies. We use the term fresh legs, but come out and we see big plays usually coming out after that courtesy change when they are on some of their top four-legged athletes.
Okay, Grand Champions Polo Club on the offensive attack right here, but Geronimo Obregon picks up the ball after Figueres was hooked out of the play. Obregon sending it down to the left-hand side of the field, looking for Zeta. Zeta comes in there and rides off Artemio Figueres. Zeta out front, but Father Nacho coming back to lend a helping hand, and now Nacho with a near side tail shot right to the center of the field. Artemio coming in there on the near side. Umpire goes to the whip as well. Oh, that's Tomacho Perez. Tomacho coming in there. Now Tomacho up against the boards. In there with Obregon. Obregon wins the sword fight, and now back over to the center of the field. He's got time, and a big bump right there, and Obregon still working the ball towards goal, now backed up there by Romero Retes. And the whistle is going to end the chukker, so we'll see what the umpires have when we come back here for chukker number 3.
Wow, I got to tell you, Artemio coming in there and laying a little leather on Geronimo Obregon. Geronimo, very strong player, number 4 in the black, but they bounced off each other, went across the goal. We're going to go ahead and call our mounted officials here during our little break, see what happened there. They did cross the goal, so stay with us. We'll be back for our third chukker play for our 2023 limited edition 12 goal.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Okay, so we had a big play here, and we're going to break this one down for you. Actually, I was talking about that with Steve before we went off the air. We were talking about the ride-off that Artemio Figueres and Geronimo Obregon had down on the end line. So what they did there, as Steve Lane working as our IRO/third man today on the iPad that we have in real time here at the field, And also I'll use that for our stats during halftime. But we had a very hard ride off there and a little uneven and a bit of I guess the angle also was a little bit off there. And so they went ahead and played a continuation play because Geronimo did still have the ball. Geronimo went to go shoot at the goal, and the ball went past the goal, and that's when you heard the whistle. So what they did was they played the advantage there to see if Geronimo could finish. He did not finish the goal, so they went ahead and blew the whistle, went to the end of the chukker, and then they moved that ball out to the penalty 2 for a 30-yard open goal penalty based on that foul on the ride-off.
Obregon takes that penalty 2 and puts it right on through here in chukker number 3. So his 4th goal of the day. 2 off the penalty line, 2 from the field. And now Dundas leading with a 2-goal lead, 5-3. So Dundas having an offensive first half right here, at least first 2 chukkers. Looking for an offensive half all the way through. Trying to extend it here in chukker number 3. All teams back to the center, and now here we go. The ball's back in play, and Franz Panacci takes a stab at it, but Geronimo Obregon and Nacho Figueres right there as well. And now Obregon allowing players to clear. Zeta with a back shot, but into a pony right there, and the whistle sounds. So we're just going to check out this pony, and we'll stay right here. 4 teams in this tournament. Everybody plays everybody. Only 1 game played so far. And Oriflame played Grand Champions Polo Club, and Oriflame was the winner by a score of 11-10. So this is game number 2. 6 games to be played within the bracket when everybody plays everybody. So a little break in the action right here. Player receiving the ball on the back shot, so just want to check him out. Robert Tizeta showing good sportsmanship right there as well. The umpire checking things out as well. So game number 3 scheduled for 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, and that is going to be Windswept taking on Oriflame, and that should be a good one because we've got 3 Merloses on the Windswept team, and those guys just hit and run. So we're going to go to a short commercial break right now, and when we come back, we'll continue with chukker number 3.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in that position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chukker TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
So a little breaking action here in our third chukker of the Limited District 12 Gold Dundas and Grand Champions Polo Club. It started out 3-2, and it was Grand Champions Polo Club coming out very strong, but then Dundas finishing the chukker to get it within 1 goal. Then, after the second chukker, Dundas took a lead, and they scored 2 unanswered goals in the second chukker to make it 4-3. And then they picked up a couple goals. They picked up another open goal penalty to pick up goal number 5. That's the 4th goal of the day for Geronimo Obregon. And Grand Champions Polo Club has not scored since the first chukker, Steve. So they need to get that offensive attack going again.
Yeah, Nacho's been pretty good at getting the offense going here. And but right now, Dundas has different ideas as Robert Tito Zeta sends a pass up to Mia Cambiaso, but that pass falling just a little bit short. Zeta coming through, picking it up on the near side with an open cut shot on the offside right through the goalpost. So now a 3-goal lead in favor of the team in black, and that team is Dundas.
Yeah, playing very strong here. They have just got the wheels going after that first chukker and keeping and moving everybody getting involved in the black jerseys, and great rotation by the Dundas team. And as we said earlier, a great first chukker. It looked like this Grand Champions Polo Club team, they've changed up. It was a different team for their first game, and but just has not been able to get through this Dundas defense.
And right now, it looks like Artemio Figueres trying to get around and navigate around those black jerseys, but Tomacho Pierres sends the ball back downfield. Geronimo Obregon jumping on it right there. Nacho Figueres coming in as well. Nacho with a shot towards goal and just narrowly missing that left-hand post. So a deep neck shot there by Figueres, and we will start with a knock-in from Geronimo Obregon, the team in black, Dundas. So Grand Champions Polo Club unable to convert that play, that offensive drive, to a goal, but now Obregon sending a pass right down the middle. Tomacho back there as well as Romero Retes, and Tomacho turns that ball back around. Tomacho turns it successfully, sends a pass over to Fran Spinacci, but Geronimo Obregon right there, and Spinacci gets by Obregon, followed up by Artemio. He's unable to make contact, and Robert Tito Zeta coming in, dangerously taking that ball across the goal mouth of GCPC, and now Zeta with a drive down along the boards. Zeta coming in on the near side, Artemio on his right hip. That play broken up, and now stolen out of there, and GCPC, the team in the light blue, Nacho Figueres right here on his way to goal, shoots, unable to connect with all of it, but still in possession of the ball, driving it towards goal. He's got 3 black jerseys to go through, and Geronimo Obregon stops that shot. The whistle blows, and you know what? Penalty 2 or penalty 1 here. We'll see what they decide, because that ball, I believe, was going to travel on through. We'll have to look at a replay right there.
Now, that's a huge play here. If they could get the 1 down by 3 goals, let's see, they get it down in front. They're working there. Nacho's working so hard. 1, 2, 3 black players, and right there. So they do save the goal, but are they going to go with the 2 or the 1? Looks like they're going to go with the 2.
I think they're going with the 2, yeah.
Think that he's back a little bit there further?
Yeah, not only that, but Robert Tito had Nacho ridden out a little bit.
Put him on a good ride off there. That's what I was going to say. If he wasn't 90 degrees there and meeting it on the offside, he might have got away with not meeting 2 people. There was a bit of some distance, it looked like, with the drone. I know Nacho closed it after he hit it, after he saved it. But looked a little different than on the drone than it did from here, from our angle. So the 2 will be the call, which the difference, of course, is 2 right from the spot there for the open goal. The 1 would be an automatic goal and then possession back to the center. And that's probably what the Grand Champions Polo Club team was hoping for. Kind of an interesting one there on the distance.
Yeah,
Not as is easy to read down there, Steve.
It's not clear cut.
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, I was just say not clear cut. Good choice of words there, based on Robertito being there, and like I said, maybe if Geronimo was more to the left and not 90 degrees, and they're playing goalie, he might have been able to get that one done because Robertito went in there and put a bump on Nacho. If he could have turned him, he would have been all right. But there you are, Artemio, and he was 100% in his last game. So very strong from the penalty line, young Artemio Figueres, and that will get bring Grand Champion Polo Club within 2 goals. And I'm sure we're going to go right through the currency changer, right? Because we had a little break in the action anyways. So they'll continue play here, and it's going to be Mia.
Cambiaso up to Obregon, being chased there by Figueres. Obregon trying to outrun him on that steel gray pony. Figueres checks down. Geronimo bringing it back towards the inside, looking for an open window to shoot. Figueres right out front, but Geronimo able to squeak that ball right past Figueres and through the goal post and over the goal line.
And Geronimo's super strong, picking up goal number 5, 3 from the field, 2 from the penalty line. And if you watch the Aspen Valley Cup, Geronimo was playing very strong there for Dundas, too. He played for. He captained the team. And so he's keyed up. He's tuned up, as we say, ready to go. And Zeta wearing the 3, but allowing Geronimo to run through a number of times here, picking up, 5 goals in 3 chuckers. Good shooting.
Tomacho Pierres sends the ball downfield, but Robert Tito Zeta takes Franz Spinacci on his hip, taking that ball over to the corner. Now, going to try and get around young Spinacci, bringing it back towards the center where Geronimo Obregon is, but he's going to send it to the left-hand side, and Pierres once again picking up that ball, and now Cambiaso coming in there to put some pressure on him, and that forces Tomacho to hit a shot downfield, but the ball off to the left-hand side. Still staying on the field where Geronimo Obregon takes it across the goal with a goal shot where Romero is, but Geronimo going over to pick up his own shot. Now checks down. Spinacci, very well disciplined, staying with Obregon. Obregon, a shot over towards the center where Mia Cambiaso jumps on that line, and right away, Tomacho Pierre is coming in there for the write-off, making a play at the ball, and now Nacho Figueres. In hooking out of there is Robert Tito Zeta. These players all coming together right here, and a quick whistle will sound right here in front of us. So, I believe we will have a shot in favor of Grand Champions Polo Club. Just a little right-of-way violation there, a little contact, and Robert Tito jumping in front of Nacho. So Tomacho puts the ball back in play. He one-times it down the field where he has Franz Spinacci out front. Spinacci one time, twice, near side, and that ball might have been through on his first tap. But anyhow, Franz Spinacci is going to get credit for that goal from the field.
A huge goal again, once again. And at the end of the chukkers, we see both of these teams pick up the energy at the end of the chukkers. And that was perfect because you don't want to send this Dundas team to the tent with David Sterling and Adolfo Cambiaso sitting down there coaching them with a 3-goal lead. Steve, now there's been a little more pressure. If they could get it, win this bowl in here and get it within 1, it would be fabulous for Grand Champions Polo Club. But it's going to be picked up here. Yeah, no, it is going to be Nacho.
Nacho getting that ball out of the bowl in, hooked Zeta out of there, and Zeta unable to keep it going, and now Obregon. That first horn has blown. Obregon going to turn things back around, now back towards the center. Tomacho staying back there with him. Obregon releases the ball down the left-hand side of the field. Cambiaso racing to it, as is Franz Spinacci. Cambiaso checking down. Plays it on the offside, but Spinacci comes in and rides her off. She's still in possession of the ball, trying to get it back towards center, which she does a nice hit right up to Obregon, and this could be the final goal, but no, the horn is going to beat the goal shot, so we are going to end the first half of play in Game 2 with a difference. Dundas going to the lead into the 10th. And Dale, we've got some interesting stats here for our second game here in this limited edition 12-goal.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. As always, 12-goal. Love this 12-goal. You know that I love the league. It's one of those leagues where everybody can get involved. 7-5, you know the score. Dundas up by 2. And it all started at that second chukker where they had 2 unanswered goals after losing the first chukker to the Grand Champions Polo Club. Shots on goal. pretty even here. This is where it comes in. 7 shots by Dundas, 6 shots by Grand Champions Polo Club. So that's just good shooting by both the teams here. Knock-ins, 2 knock-ins by Dundas. So just GCPC missing the goal a few more times. And if you remember, there's some very strong defensive plays down in front. As David Sterling going by right there. Say hello to everybody. See you later, David. And he's going to be playing in the high goal this year. Well, fouls committed. 4 fouls committed by Grand Champions Polo Club. 3 by Dundas. Pretty close there. And then the penalties scored, 2 and 2. So it really goes back and forth there. It's just a lot closer of a game than you think. You know, only got a 2-goal difference here. But it was just that second chucker where the Dundas team just outscored Grand Champions Polo Club. Otherwise, both teams have had opportunities. They're shooting at goal. Now is where it all comes into play. They're going to go to the 10th. They're going to sit with their coaches. As I said, I'm not sure who's coaching. Probably Juan Bellini down there coaching the Grand Champions Polo Club today. You have Adolfo Cambiaso down coaching the Dundas team today. So it should be fun to see how the coaches send their teams out for the second half. Thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports. We'll have a little bit of a shorter halftime right now, and we'll be back for our second half of the 2023 limited edition 12 goal.
Hi, I'm Tomacho Pérez.
Hello, I'm Nacho Figueras.
Hello, I'm Martín Muñoz.
I'm Gonzalito Pérez.
I'm Alejandro Novillo Estrada.
Hello, I'm Nacho Novillo Estrada. I made goals and here back in Aspen.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Okay, so 7-5, and Dale Schwetz and Steve Lane here with you at CTV Sports 2023 limited edition 12 gold. Dundas, Romero Reyes, Mia Cambiaso, Geronimo Obregon, and Robertito Zeta. Grand Champions, they're the dark black, they're the black jerseys. Grand Champions Polo Club in the white jerseys, Artemio Figueres, France Panacci, Nacho Figueres, and Tomacho Perez. 3-2 after the first chucker, all grand champions. And it was a great ending. Actually, Dundas ended that chucker very strong, picked up their 2 goals. Then they got the jump. 2 unanswered goals, one by Mia Cambiaso, another one by Geronimo Obregon, and made it 4-3. They kept that lead going in the third chucker, where Mia scored again, and Geronimo scored 2 more, and 2 from the penalty line, 3 from the field for Obregon in the first half, and they left 7 And then 2 quick goals at the end. One by Artemio on the penalty 2, and then Fran Spinacci picking one right up at the end. And those were big goals because it brought it back within a 2-goal lead, or they're going to leave with a 5-goal lead there. And they did so. That was just good offensive attack to finish that first half. We went into the 10th here, and when we were breaking it down, it was very, very even across the board. As I said, both teams converting their short penalties. And, the difference will be here is the second half as, Hump coming out on the horsepower. Remember the 4-legged athletes. It's going to be a big, big part of the second half. Playing here on Field 4 at the Grand Champions Polo Club. And this field's only been played on a couple times. And it is like a pool table here today. So we have seen the breakaway goals once they get out in front. Steve and I were talking about the big thing that both teams have is they're playing strong defense. When the ball does get down inside the 60, both teams are working very hard to stop the opposing team from scoring. So, once again, thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports for our second half action. And it looks like our teams are warming up a bit, getting their final warm-ups. And we'll get ready for our second half. What do you think of the first half, Steve?
I thought it was a good first half. More of an even game than what the scoreboard shows. And, just now we're watching Franz Spinacci and Artemio Figueres out in the center of the field when everybody else is down. So they're talking to each other, saying what they're going to do, and probably Franz saying, you know what, your dad's been playing well. We could use a little more help in there from him and Tomacho.
It was like Artemio. We were saying, what did Artemio say to the Grand Champion Polo Club team the first game? Come on, you guys going to help me?
Yeah, guys, I scored 7 goals. I used a little help out there.
Now we know what the 0-goal player's doing. What's the other 12 goals doing? Oh, he's a cool kid. And he is playing great. So the 2 young players, both A-rated players, and, scoring goals. So you can't ask for anything more from them. But I think this should be a good half here with the 2-goal difference.
We just talked about them, and they just took the ball down towards the other end of the field. Unable to score, but making that drive between Artemio and Franz Spinacci. So that forces Geronimo Obregon to bring the ball in off the back line, and Geronimo taps twice and then sends it over towards the center of the field. But here comes, once again, young Figueres. Figueres right here trying to get around a 5-goal player. And now picked up over on the far boards. Robert Tito Zeta with a shot down along the boards. And there is Franz Spinacci out front. So is Mia Cambiaso. Cambiaso checks up, allows Spinacci to go for the back shot. And now Zeta coming through. Geronimo riding out. Nacho Figueres, so Zeta can come through. Zeta right here with the next shot. Reaches back. Couldn't get the next shot. Reaches back. Still in control of the ball. A little flip shot. And wow, what a difficult angle. And just a half swing right there. Putting it high in the air, but right where it needs to go.
Yeah, coast to coast run here by Zeta. And Grand Champions Polo Club actually had control. And Zeta picks it up. Turned the defense into offense, and this is what we saw in the first half. Both teams were doing it as they win in those defensive battles, and then what team will turn the defense into offense quicker? And this time Zeta mounted up, gets out in front of everybody. A great run and a super strong finish by number 3 in the black.
That ball goes all the way through the bowl in, and Tomacho goes back, stands still with a shot right down the field, looking for Spinacci. Spinacci decides to take that ball over to the boards, the far boards, and Zeta and Figueres come together, but Spinacci still in control of the ball. Mia Cambiaso reaches in there, steals it momentarily. Now a little duel between the mallets right here, and Tomacho sending that ball upfield, and Nacho Figueres out front, trying to outrun Zeta, taking the ball straight towards goal. Zeta coming in there with a back shot, and that ball wide, and Zeta's back shot over the back line. So we'll have a penalty 6 safety coming right here.
Oh, there you go. Good defense. We'll take that as he saves the goal, hits it over the back line, like in soccer when a defending team hits it over the end line, and we give a corner kick. Well, we bring it out to the 60 in the game of polo, no further than 40 yards from the center. On the one approach, one swing, one hit at the ball, And this ball was not too far out. It didn't look like it was too far, was it, Steve? Just off that far right post?
Yeah, just about 8 yards off that post, so not too far off. So this should be, and remember, Tomacho has scored on a penalty 4 already, and now this penalty 6, he booms, but it's off to the left-hand side. So good solid contact, good drive there by Pierres, just unable to hit it accurate enough to put a point on the board.
Yeah, bad luck. You want to take advantage of all of these opportunities from the penalty line as both teams were shooting strong in the first half. On the knock-in, it's going to be Geronimo, and he's got Mia.
Cambiaso checking down on the far side, comes in there with a dribble shot, but Pierres hooks her out of there. Now Pierres on the near side. Pierres up to Franz Panacci twice on the near side, and now trying to turn the ball back towards the center of the goal. He's been sticking and balling, and this play right here shows it. And now Artemio Figueres coming into the play as well. Nacho backing things up. Mia Cambiaso, coach to stay out of that play. Figueres looking for a free shot, going to leave it for Pierres, and now Pierres ridden off there by Zeta. Pierres checks up. Zeta takes the ball across the field. Zeta trying to outrun Spinacci, but that bouncing ball, unable to make contact with it. And now here comes Figueres, young Figueres, one more time. Artemio staying just ahead, but Reyes comes in there for the ride-off, and now the ball going back the other direction. Nacho Figueres coming back, looking over his shoulder. Franz Panacci riding out Robertito Zeta, and that's the mentality of the coaches coaching these young players nowadays. And Nacho Figueres able to complete the turn, complete the shot on goal, and complete the goal for a score of 8-6.
Well, great second effort here by Grand Champions Polo Club as they had the ball down in front, and it looked like Dundas was going to show another defensive stand and take that ball out, but they grab a hold of it, turn it right back up, and keep this 2-goal difference. And that's going to take us into our courtesy change. So with 3:06 on the clock, we'll send everybody off. And remember the Polo School.
So right now we'll have our courtesy horse change. And remember, those are in tournament conditions this year. So once again, Grand Champions Polo Club being a leader, not a follower, as they have a choice to change, and the umpires find approximately halfway through the chukker when there's a dead ball play, blow the whistle, and in this case a goal was scored. They'll blow the whistle when they get back to center, so neither team is deprived of any time. They use up that time that would normally take them to get back to the center, and now Gaston Dorniak has them back in the center and throws the ball in, and look at Figueres. Reyes coming out of there with it. And young Figueres hooks him out of the play, and now Tomacho Pierre is riding off Geronimo Obregon with a strong near side tail shot. Nacho Figueres racing back to get that ball, turns it to the inside of Robertito Zeta. Obregon coming through, so they've got 9 goals back for defense right here, but Tomacho Pierres coming on through. Pierres with a strong shot up to Franz Panacci. Franz Panacci trying to ride off Robertito, but Robertito able to get the offside open shot away. Geronimo Obregon read the play nicely. Now turns it back towards the center of the field. Robertito breaking down the field. Obregon unable to get a strong shot over to him. And now Tomacho right here got his pocket picked momentarily, but the umpires blow the whistle when he changed that line back towards the goal. Obregon coming across, and Nacho Figueres was breaking free down the field. So I believe we will have a penalty shot in favor of the team in light blue, Grand Champions Polo Club. And we'll see whether this will be a penalty 2 or a penalty 3, but I'm fairly certain it is going to be an open goal penalty. Our 2 international umpires, Gaston Dorniak and Roddy Matthews, keeping the ponies and the players safe, and you can see the backdrop, kind of a northwesterly wind right there as you see the flags lined up on Lake Worth Road. So, Franz Panacci teeing that ball up back there with Artemio Figueres. Umpire has called play, and we'll see who's going to do the honors here. But it looks like Figueres, young Artemio Figueres, approaches the ball at a walk. Age doesn't matter. It's how well you hit the ball, and he puts it right through that 24-foot opening for a penalty two converted by Artemio Figueres.
Yeah, sensational shooting by Artemio in his past two games. Ice in his veins, and he made a couple in the last game that were very big pressure shots, Steve. We talked about it during the time in the game when he actually executed the shots. And doing it once again, and look at this, as they're going to come knocking on the door here, 1 goal down, but it's going to be Zeta.
Zeta with the next shot, but Pierres has Cambiaso ridden out, goes back for the ball, and an open offside back shot. That ball, it creates a new line when it bounces off the boards, but Mia Cambiaso able to turn her horse around and get to it. Chased there by Artemio Figueres, but Cambiaso keeping control of the ball. Tamacho's going to reach down in front, and the whistle's going to blow right here. So a foul created there by the team in light blue.
So now shoes on the other foot as the Dundas team wins the bowl in, and they apply the pressure. And very nip and tuck here with 1:18 on the clock in our fourth chukker. Been going back and forth. Not one team can really get control here, Steve. You know, it looks like one team is going to go to that 3 to 4 goal lead, and then the other team bounces back, and vice versa. That's what we've seen here. So we will get another open goal penalty, and it's going to be Geronimo.
Obregon hits it high and straight through the goalpost, right where it needs to be. So once again, Dundas going to take a 2-goal lead with a score of 9-7, and closing the door and extending that lead just a little bit.
Yeah, this is where we haven't seen. Let's see if Dundas here can take control, win the bowl in, get the offensive attack, and up, but it might run out of time. They're going to get one more bowl in here and see if they can get that 3-goal lead, or if, well, as a storybook has been written today, it's been Grand Champions coming back. This one bounces out, and it's going to be Nacho. He'll leave it for Tamacho.
Tamacho, that ball deflected off of a pony, and Reite's able to pick it up, and now Tamacho with a back shot. Right over to Figueres, and Geronimo has no play. There's our first horn. A strong shot by Figueres down the field, but Cambiaso picking it up. Mia Cambiaso taking the ball towards the near boards, now decides to go back towards center, where young Figueres doesn't have a play, and look at right here, Obregon coming in there, and we've got a whistle to end chukker number 4.
And there you go. That's just a huge play here by Mia Cambiaso. So we were talking about her brother and her father winning the Argentine Open. Well, also her winning the Women's Open this year. So congratulations to Mia. But that's just a beautiful play by Mia. She takes the man, steals the ball, turns the defense into offense, hammers it down the field, which gets Geronimo running. And it looks like they're going to pick up a foul here at the end of the chukker, so we'll send them off to get some fresh ponies underneath them. And when we return, it looks like we're going to have a penalty shot in favor of the Dundas team, so they'll end the fifth chukker with a positive possession. We'll be right back here on CTV Sports.
I am Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I've probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change. Where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system, blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
All right, so we've been talking about going ahead by 3 goals, and now at the end of the fourth, we did have a right-of-way violation, a blocking foul, and we talked about Mia winning the defense and turning it into offense quickly, and she needed to do it very quickly because they were run out of time. But Geronimo, he had the hammer down on a big running and gunning horse, and he closed that window between himself and Tamacho Pierres before Tamacho could get to the offside, and you can see the window closing there. And so they moved that down to the 60-yard mark, and Obregon's going to have the opportunity to push Dundas to a 3-goal lead here on the penalty for 60-yard shot.
Obregon, it's up. Can it get there? Falling just a little bit short, and Tamacho Pierres takes that ball and hits it over to the far side where he's got Fran Spinacci en route towards the west end, but it's going to be intercepted there by Obregon. Spinacci staying right there with him. Obregon trying to get around young Spinacci, but checks up. That ball unable to keep it going, and Nacho Figueres is going to break away from the pack out front by 4 horse lengths. And Obregon going to the whip, trying to catch him and run him down. No, excuse me, that's Romero Retes. Figueres still keeping the control of the ball, unable. That ball off the goalpost. It's still on the field, turned around by Zeta. Fran Spinacci coming through there, and we've got a whistle on the play. So we will see what the umpires call. It was difficult to see that play from here, and actually the ball was over the end line, so we are going to have a knock-in.
So the opportunity there by Obregon gets blocked, and they, again, as we've seen all day, each team turning the defense into offense quickly on the breakaway. This time, Nacho Figueres getting out in front. Bad luck as it bounces off the post. And then there was a melee play down around, but that ball actually did trickle off the field just to the north side of that post there. So anytime it's right next to the post, they'll bring it out 10 yards from the post to give the player room to go ahead and execute the knock-in. And here comes Dundas, and it's going to be Mia.
Cambiaso right now checking down Nacho Figueres, being ridden off by Zeta. They right over the top of the ball. Cambiaso unable to keep it going. Spinacci backs it into a pack of ponies, and right now Figueres on it. Zeta having to clear out of the way. And now Tamacho Pierres coming in to back up Figueres, and he sees young Fran Spinacci over in the center of the field. And Fran Spinacci takes it forward, can't quite get the near side back shot off. And here comes Artemio. Artemio on the near side. Artemio hits it once on the near side, unable to control the ball a second time. And now Robertito Zeta turns that ball around on that handy chestnut pony. And now Romero Retes right here, taking the ball down parallel along the far boards. Retes right there is keeping things going. Now Mia Cambiaso coming in to back him up. Fran Spinacci and Artemio Figueres both right there with her. And a back shot out of there by Figueres. Tamacho Pierres tries to send the ball downfield as he had Nacho on a breakaway. But Geronimo with a back shot out of there. And now that ball being driven by Zeta. Zeta up to Pierres. Unable to get to it. And now that ball just wide to the right-hand side. So Dundas with a run towards goal, but unable to put it in the goal. So a knock-in by the team in light blue.
Yeah, good coast-to-coast run again. Positive possession as taking it the full length of the field. But again, we have a very strong defensive stand by GCPC and keep getting possession back. And this is what we've seen it back and forth. And keeping it here at that 9-7 as we click down to 4:40 on the clock.
Artemio Figueres stops that ball, waiting for a little help from Tamacho. Tamacho doesn't quite get the shot off he wanted, and Mia Cambiaso quickly turns back around, turning defense into offense, and she sneaks by Tamacho, driving the ball towards goal. Mia Cambiaso right up front and through the goal. So a broken play there by Tamacho Pierres, and Mia Cambiaso turning it in not only to offense but a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and this is where you got to be careful in a game like this. This is where goals are going to come, and it's going to be on broken plays, as both of the teams have been so successful on their defensive stand. You need to be ready for the broken play. And Mia, super well mounted here on the chestnut mare, bald-faced chestnut mare, not a big horse, but very quick, and she gets out in front, and she's the goal-scoring machine when she's by herself, and that's going to get them that 3-goal lead they've been looking for, 10-7, and it's going to be controlled here now by Robertito.
Zeta breaks free from the pack, backed up there by Obregon, and now decides to take a next shot where Romero Retes is over in the center of the field. Tomacho Pierre is coming in to break things up, but Retes gets on by. A shot towards goal, but just a little bit off to that left-hand post. So right now we have a whistle. We'll do our courtesy horse change.
Yeah, this is a big play here for Dundas to get Romero Retes in the game, as it's been Mia, Geronimo, and Robertito kind of working around, and Retes doing the hooking and bumping, but now Retes getting an opportunity after they win the bowl in and get a shot on goal just off the left side, but finishing the play. So that'll give them a knock-in for Grand Champion Polo Club with 3:17 on the clock as we after we return from our courtesy change. As I said earlier, the Polo School is working, and the Polo School now located, well, it was the former Pony Express facility, if you remember, back in the day. Now it is the Polo School, and that's directly across from the Santa Rita Polo Farm, and it operates in Wellington January through May and September through November, and it's a standalone USPA-sanctioned polo club, and is thriving and is dedicated to teaching polo to all ages, and we've had all ages out there this year already, and that's the great fun part about it. I have the opportunity to work as one of the instructors also, and we're all CHA certified, and so that's safety oriented, and that's a big part of what we do at the Polo School. And as we said, working with all ages, and particularly the grassroots youth. But we do have, we've had some older ladies and men, gentlemen and women come and play. We were getting a lot of, this year, Steve, a lot of people, riders that do different disciplines, as in jumpers and dressage riders coming out, which is a lot of fun to see. People that come here to compete in the dressage and the jumping, crossing over into the polo.
Well, it's kind of like, I don't want to say watching paint dry, but you know what? There's more action. I used to do polo and team penning, and polo doesn't even compare to team penning.
Yeah, well, I don't love it, but it's fun to see a dressage rider because, they ride differently.
Yes, they do.
But, everything's dressage. We all do dressage, every part, even polo. But we do ride a bit different. We ride with a shorter stirrup usually in polo. They ride with a little bit longer. It's great to see them develop. So that's been a lot of fun to see that. The mission of the Polo School is to provide individual opportunities in polo at every economic and ability level of playing. And so, come check out the Polo School. And once again, you can go to gcpolo.com. And you'll see our Director of Operation, Juan Bellini's phone number there, and Cale Newman, their phone numbers. And you can get a hold of one of those two individuals, and they'll set you up with a polo lesson.
Tomacho Pierres brings the ball in off the back line, trying to get around Mia Cambiaso. And now Tomacho with a strong shot downfield. Fran Spinacci's going to wait on it to pass his stirrup. And he's going to take out Robertito Zeta and work the ball on the near side, trying to get an offensive drive going here. And now Artemio Figueres coming into the play as well. Artemio gets by Zeta, and now Artemio hooked out of there by Zeta. Zeta turning the ball back towards the outside, towards the boards. Nacho Figueres there, and now Zeta releases the ball. Geronimo Obregon reads that play very, very well. And now Obregon working the ball down the field. Mia Cambiaso has Tomacho ridden out there momentarily. And now a nice pass from Obregon up to Cambiaso. Cambiaso couldn't quite keep it going. And now Obregon unable to keep it going as well. Back shot there by Figueres. Figueres turning on his own near side back shot. Now setting up back towards the center of the field. Releasing that ball. Looking for his son Artemio. Didn't get the shot that he would have liked. And a little flip shot there by Obregon. Over to Zeta. Zeta. He's got Figueres on his left side hip. Zeta tries the deep neck shot, but unable to get the angle. And Tomacho's going to ride off Cambiaso and escort that ball over the back line where they can have a shot coming forward on the knock-in.
Yeah, Fitzchucker action has been all Dundas at the moment. And Grand Champions Polo Club looking for a seam, trying to break through the defense of the black jerseys, but unsuccessful at the moment. But Tomacho Pieta says, let's go, guys, on the quick ball knock-in.
Pierres hits it downfield, trying to find, and they come together. And, Dale, that's the play we talked about the other day. We have a player doing an offside back shot and another player doing an offside forward shot. And when we see that play, we are 1,000% sure somebody is wrong. So the umpires, they've got it sorted out in their mind. So here we go. Foul shot in favor of Dundas.
And you said it here. You can check it on the replay. And it's all about the distance. As Steve said, if the ball does pass Zeta's boot and it does get out far enough, then the player that's trailing the play must switch to the near side. In this case, Tomacho, they thought he had enough speed and control there to stay on the offside. And that's why you have two players come together.
You know, polo's a game of angles. And, Robert Tito Zeta was at lesser angle on the offside than Tomacho on that play. And, we've always preached, go to the line, become parallel, become established, then go up the line.
All right, so they'll drop the ball from the spot. And this guy has been powdering the polo ball all day long as Geronimo, but met in there by Tomacho and backed up once again by Dundas. And Mia's going to get an opportunity here as they come together, still playing. As they go into the corner, it goes back to Zeta. Zeta goes to the deep neck shot. In the corner it goes, and controlled again by the man who started to play, Obregon.
Geronimo looking for Figueres to clear out so he can have a shot, but he's going to send it over to Robert Tito and Mia Cambiaso, but it's going to be, and I couldn't tell if that ball was flipped in there by Mia or Geronimo. Very little difficult to see, but anyhow, Dundas put another goal on the board, so now 11-7. And they'll come back to the center for another bowl-in.
Geronimo starts to play, and then Zeta's in behind him. Actually, Zeta runs around on the back side of him there, Steve, and comes in. And you're right, Geronimo comes in, but we're going to go give it to Mia. So Mia's going to go ahead and get that goal. So Mia will pick up another, and that'll be her fourth goal of the day, second in the fifth chucker. So Mia Cambiaso coming live here in the fifth to keep her team ahead as we get ready for the sixth chucker of play. So stay with us. One more chucker left here for the 2023 limited edition 12 goal. All right, so six chucker action, and I was mistaken, actually. It was Romero Reyes scoring that goal that I gave to Mia. So Mia had one earlier in the fifth, and the final goal of the chucker will go to Romero Reyes And that's a big goal because everybody scoring goals for Dundas. So congratulations to Romero, picking up his first of the day. And remember the Grand Champion Polo Club caters to men, women, and youth players at all levels. We have an expert staff that customizes the complete playing experience, including horses, pros, certified umpires, in addition to lessons and practice sessions as a part of its Polo On Demand program. And as I said earlier, you can get in touch with Juan Bellini and Cale Newman. You can get their phone numbers off the GCPolo.com website, and they'll explain all of this to you, especially the Polo On Demand program. And this program, Steve, is the most unique polo program in the world.
They will set you up with everything you need to take a lesson, and you know what? Even put you out on a horse and on the field, hitting balls. And you know what? You've been giving lessons with Juan Bellini for a few years now. So you know what? It's and polo schools, need to keep going. And the Grand Champions Polo School doing a great job. And 2 fields over there at the polo school. A lot of pros stabled over there as well. 2 new barns going in, 2 fields, 2 tracks. So, you know what? Just a great opportunity. And since the high goal is getting ready to start, I imagine we'll see some people from the north, when it's snowing, coming down here to soak up our sunshine and possibly take a lesson.
That's the greatest thing about the Polo On Demand program. Actually, we have a lot of players, men and women, and youth players get involved in the Polo On Demand program in the summertime at the Aspen Valley Polo Club. That's a perfect place to vacation. And if you've never been there in the summer, trust me, everybody goes there to ski, but the winter doesn't do it justice compared to how it is in the summer. It is the most beautiful place in the world. And the Aspen Valley Polo Club, the fastest growing club in the United States Polo Association. And we have players come from all over the world, and they're involved in the Polo On Demand program at all levels, just sticking balling or playing with a full team in a league. Here we go, 11-7 in our 6th chucker. Dundas in control.
Franz Panacci carries that ball forward just a little bit, but now Obregon picks it up, avoids the hook of Figueres, and Obregon on the move right here, sends that ball back downfield. Romero Retes races to it, but Franz Panacci the first to arrive on the scene, and now Tomacho Pierres hooks Obregon out of the play, ends up with the ball, and now drops that pony's head, trying to get by Obregon. He's going to release the ball downfield, unable to make full contact with it, but Mia Cambiaso mounted very well right here. Franz Panacci coming with her. Mia Cambiaso checking down. Going to come in behind Franz Panacci, where Fran cannot grab that line or right away, and she sends a shot downfield, but Tomacho Pierre is reading that play very well, taking out Obregon early on his hip. Now, Cambiaso and Spinacci coming back to it one more time, and picked up by young Figueres. Figueres and Fran Spinacci, they're all right there. Nacho telling the youngsters what to do. Nacho turning that ball underneath his horse's neck, allows Cambiaso to clear. And now Nacho trying to get an offensive drive going right here. Nacho still with the line of the ball on his offside. Doesn't get the whole shot. Cambiaso takes a swing at it. Picked up there now by Pierres. Pierres into a pony. Sends it back over to Nacho Figueres. Nacho not wasting any time. Trying to get some offense going right here. Artemio Figueres out front. Artemio driving towards goal. And scores that goal. Young Artemio Figueres out front playing a great number 1.
When in doubt, give it to Artemio. That's when I'm going to get T-shirts made for that. Because he gets, every time he touches the ball, he gets it going, Artemio. And Artemio's going to only get his 3rd of the day here today, but that's just based on very strong defense by the Dundas team today. But that's a good way to start off the 6th chucker, because now down by the 3 goals here, they got the opportunity. They can keep it rolling here, Steve. They need to win these possession zone. This is where Dundas has been very strong. Remember, they won. Oh, Nacho on the move.
Figueres out front, flexing his muscles, going towards that east end of the field, and Figueres We've seen this play before. Is he able to complete it? That ball just off to the right-hand side, just barely missing. And I tell you what, if there was fleece on the goalpost, the ball would have tickled it on its way by. So Dundas avoiding a goal right there and able to pick up on the knock-in.
Yeah, just bad luck once again. They get the offensive attack, and that's what Grand Champions Polo Club wanted right there. If they can get one goal, another goal here before the courtesy change, they'll be looking very strong. But on the breakaway, it's going to be Rentis.
Romero right here driving that ball towards the west end of the field out in front of Figueres. Can't quite keep it going all the time, and now Tomacho Pierres turns the ball back around, trying to get around Zeta. Oh, he drops it off, but backed up by Figueres. Figueres says, stay on down the field. I'm coming in hot, which he does. But Geronimo Obregon, the first, taking that ball forward, trying to get around. And now, Obregon back towards the center of the field. Tomacho tries to break things up, but Geronimo gets out there and avoids the hook of Pierres, and now Obregon working the ball back towards the center of the field. He's got one player to get around. He shoots, but shoots wide. So a lucky break right there for Grand Champions Polo Club. The whistle sounds. We'll have our courtesy horse change.
And that's going to be very helpful here. At least they stop that run there, and they'll go ahead and get on their final spare pony of the day. And this is where you want to bring out the top four-legged athlete of your string, and we're going to see a lot of them come out here. They'll get down. Let's see, break it down. You got 3:41 on the clock. They're going to start with a knock-in, so they will have possession of the polo ball. And, of course, we have seen goals scored. Well, the man who started it off, Adolfo Cambiaso, sitting down in the tent out there, he was the first to do it. And, Steve, you actually were managing the umpires back then, and I was working as a professional umpire. It happened at Lechuza, and he scored 3 goals in, right around 2 minutes. And he had a couple fouls there. And then we saw Santi Torres take it to another level and score 4 goals in just under 3 minutes. And then the other day, for the first time you got to witness 4 goals being scored in right around 3.5 minutes again.
Yeah, a difficult task, but not an impossibility, as those players have shown us. So it can be done, and right now that's what the Grand Champions Polo Club, the team in light blue, needs to do. However, Dundas is going to start with a penalty 6. Safety right here is apparently Grand Champions Polo Club must have touched that ball just before it went over the back line. So, you know what? That's a good defensive play.
Yeah, bad luck. I thought they had the knock-in coming. Yeah, that's big difference, though. Because remember, the possessions and the clock is time management here is a big part of this final 3:41 on the clock. And Zeta very, very, very strong at time management. So he'll go ahead and take the penalty 6 as he gets his team out here. I'm sure you'll see probably Obregon playing a bit of a deeper back here, try to keep that true breakaway from happening, because that's where we've seen these players come back, is they get a true breakaway and then they come back and they get a penalty and the clock stops, and next thing you know they're back on the penalty line, and opportunities are always in the mix. So here we go. Here comes Zeta with the penalty 6.
Robert Tito puts that ball high in the air, and very accurate shot straight through for a score, and that's going to give him a 4-goal lead. Now that task that we were talking about, Dale, it's even a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, he's going to put another little nail there, and that's a huge shot by Zeta to take the pressure off of the Dundas team. Now, like I said, it still could be done, but that was an awesome shot, and this is where you can kind of take a little bit of a breath, kind of change your strategy on how to finish this game.
So here we go, and Artemio allowing Retes to clear out of there, and he was told by the umpire to clear, and up to Father Nacho. over to Franz Spinacci. Franz Spinacci working the ball forward. Now decides to turn it back towards the outside, but now it's picked up there by Geronimo. Backed up by Zeta, and Geronimo's going to take it back towards the inside as well. Both of the highest-rated players staying back on that play, but now Zeta breaking through. Nacho Figueres running right with him. Zeta trying to outrun Nacho. And now Zeta tries to drop it back to Mia, and Mia picks up that ball, and now a shot, and here comes Tamacho. Tamacho staying with Mia. Mia with a centering shot, but well to the right-hand side, so a knock-in coming. One more with 2:15 on the clock.
All right, so, well, the back and forth, and when that happens, that means the clock goes tick, 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 and when that happens, it works in the favor of Dundas at this point in the game with this 4-goal lead. So they'll take the knock-in here. Timeout, stop the clock. We have a little bit of attack time, and that won't hurt anybody. They'll maybe give Grand Champ Polo Club an opportunity to set a play, get a set play going here. They're going to find Artemio on the far side. He's going to shut it down. Players going forward, and even Tamacho going forward here. Artemio needs to release this ball. And, I don't know, maybe if he's going to get caught in the delay of game, I'm not sure. But on the far side, they stopped the clock there with 1:56.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they call here. Delay a game, blocking, or buried ball. And delay a game is the call. You're right there, Delio, because it looks like Geronimo Obregon teeing that ball up. So probably told to use it, didn't use it quick enough.
Yeah, bad luck for the young player. That's all. He's first time, and also in a different position there as Artemio's now. He's kind of in the number 3 position. He plays in the front of the game, but he kind of took that ball one more tap to the inside, and they're going to catch him there. But he'll learn from that. He'll learn from that play, and trust me, he is a student of the game, and this guy, he studies everything he does. That brings back to the action, 12-8, and I'm going to click down now to 1:40 on the clock.
So Robertito Zeta picking up the ball on the far side and sending players down forward with Mia Cambiaso and Ramiro Retes, and he sends that ball over in front of the goal, but picked up on the near side by Pierres. Pierres now back to the near side, got Mia Cambiaso on his right hip, left for Nacho. Nacho has 2 young guns up front. Here comes Franz Spinacci. Franz Spinacci trying to get by Zeta. Franz Spinacci unable to connect with it the second time, and now Romero coming in, couldn't quite connect. Nacho coming on through. Nacho would like to spank that one through the goal, takes a half swing, but deflected off a pony well to the right-hand side. So the clock ticking down, and it looks like Dundas is going to be victorious here this afternoon. And don't forget, we've got one more game at 2 o'clock, a doubleheader today here in this limited edition 12 goal. First horn coming in about 10 seconds, but Dundas with one more run, and Zeta putting some air in his pony right here. Franz Spinacci, he says the game's not over, I'm going to chase you, and Zeta with a shot on goal. There is the horn, and that ball is wide to the left-hand side. Remember, we do play out the overtime portion of the chukker in the final chukker of regulation play, but it looks like the players are shaking hands. They're going to call it a day, and great job by our mounted officials. Second horn coming up, and here we go. Dale, we've got some interesting numbers here because this was a better game than what our scoreboard shows, and some young players out here learning, giving it their all, trying to make a name for themselves, and maybe the stats will show it.
Well, thank you, Steve, and I want to just let everybody know I just saw Sarah Siegel-Magnus. She just drove by me and said, I am okay, Dale. So that's good to see Sarah. Well, 12-8, great finish here, and big difference, 18 shots on goal by the Dundas team, only 15 by the Grand Champions team. So that's going to put them in a good spot. Knock-ins, the Dundas team knocked in 7 times compared to 5. So the Dundas team actually took more shots, and the GCPC team, the Dundas team actually knocked in more. So that means GCPC missing the goal a few more times there. So just missing some shots on the throw-ins. Well, GCPC, they actually were 4 more. In a tight game like this, it comes into play. So 14-10, they beat them on the bowl-ins. But the fouls committed, and this is what hurts the Grand Champions Polo Club, 8 fouls committed compared to 4 by the Dundas team. So congratulations to Dundas. Very well schooled up there. And I know the man sitting down in the tent, trust me, he's got him schooled up, Mr. Dolph Cambiaso. And penalties scored, 4 scored by the Dundas team. So good shooting there. And only 3 scored by the Grand Champions Polo Club team, and they're all mixed up across the board from 30s, 40s to 60-yard shots and some of our safeties. So remember, as Steve said, we have our second game today. Make sure you join us here for the Limited District 12 goal. For Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone here at CTV Sports. So I say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And always remember here at CTV Sports that we love the polo.